Hello, hello. Alrighty. My computer says I'm live. That's up on my face. So I'm just gonna wait till people get on here. I want to talk about different styles of living in Costa Rica and then just have like a question answer session. So if you're watching the replay, feel free to leave any comments if you have any questions. All right, I have one person on here. I was just noting if anyone's going to watch the replay to leave any questions or comments below. If you're going to watch this live, which I see a few of you are logging on here, I want to talk about different styles of living in Costa Rica and then just like question answer. If you guys have any questions for me, put it in the box and I will read it. So I'll just wait like another little bit. I'm just having some coffee. It's a little cloudy up here, as you can see. I'm going to be in a cloud soon. I'm kind of already in a cloud. Let's see. I'll let you guys see what the weather's like. It's a little cloudy, but it's nice. Feels comfortable. Mr. Daniel. Hello. Did I make it to live broadcast? Yes. Yeah, so yeah, I want to talk about different styles of living here. And then again, like you guys can just, I feel like I have stuff on my face. You guys can just ask any questions that you have and we'll answer them. We'll do like a little question and answer session. It's actually quiet here at the house, so I wanted to take this opportunity to actually do this. I can never really give people much of a heads up notice of when I'm going to be going live because it's always random because that is how my life is. New to your channel, my husband's from Costa Rica, I'm from New Jersey, and we're planning to make the move in a few years. That's awesome, Jamie. Alrighty, well, I guess I'll hop into it. So I wanted to talk about different styles of living in Costa Rica. So usually whenever my clients contact me and maybe they've never been to Costa Rica before, they visited a few areas, they're like, well, I don't know where I want to live. I'm like, what areas should I check out? And usually what I ask them is like, what kind of lifestyle are you trying to accomplish? That's what I usually ask them to get an idea if I can make a recommendation on a certain area. So that's what you should be asking yourself, and then pick an area based off of that. So, if you do like more of the, I guess some people do live in San Jose. They might live outside of San Jose. They don't really care for the beach. They like being kind of near to bigger hospitals or near things that they can, lots of modern conveniences. That might be, I feel like that lifestyle is available for people here. Yeah. Okay, I need to like actually read the comments after. Okay, and then there's people like me. I'm a beach person, but now I'm actually kind of converting into a mountain person. So I lived in the mountains before, but I was always pretty much a beach person. I've lived more on the coastline. It's usually hot, humid, more touristy. So that's a different style. So I noticed some people, they kind of fall into, they want to live kind of more outside of San Jose. They want to be near the hospitals. They want to be near the conveniences. Some people gravitate more towards the beach. They want to be, I guess, Guanacaste area. That would be the North Pacific. That is more of, I guess, has like more resorts. That's definitely a big vacation tourist hotspot. I honestly have never actually been up there. I've been up to Monteverde. I would like to go to Lake to Arenal, but that just has not happened. But I've gone to Monteverde and I loved it there. So, and then you have some people who just like the mountains. They like a nice, cheaper way of living. They don't really care to be that close to the beach. They perhaps want to have a farm or plenty of land where they can just kind of take it easy, relax, grow their gardens, maybe more or less be near or far away to a community. So that's why I like Costa Rica. I feel like there's a pretty big variety for people. Again, I'm more familiar with the South Pacific area, Central, South Pacific. I have been over to the Caribbean side. The first time I went there, I was like, all right, that's it. I'm moving over here. I thought the Caribbean side was very cool. Really enjoyed my time there. But I had already kind of established myself here in this community and I had friends. And so I stayed here. That was years ago. That was pre-baby Sarah. So yeah, what else? I guess I'll just name a few of the towns and what kind of style of living you could expect or what I've seen. So I talked about San Jose. So in this area, I guess they'd like Jaco would be the next bigger one. That wouldn't be my first choice, but if someone wants more excitement, more bars, more nightlife, more promiscuous things, that might be the place to go. Not, but then on the outskirts, there's always mountains that usually line the beach along this area. So there are people who just kind of live perched up in the mountain, but then they're still close to town. And then I lived in Manuel Antonio, Capos. That was a little bit too fast paced for me. That was very touristy, very loud motorcycles, a little expensive. The beaches were packed. It was very like hustle and bustle. It was very like visiting was amazing. I like visiting there. I like going to Manuel Antonio. I like going for like a day or two, and then I'm like, all right, get me out of here. So that also depends on the person. If you're a person, you want some excitement, you want some movement, you want beauty, you want to be in a beautiful place, that's a great place too. So it just depends on the person. I liked Dominical when I lived there. I think that was a nice style of living. It's a nice community. People know each other. Great farmers market. Kind of the people from like Tina Mastes, Dominical, Platanillo, and Uvita. We're all pretty, and Ojochal, we're all pretty well connected. And Manuel Antonio. It's kind of nice when you do live here. We're all kind of connected in some way, and we all gather at one way or another. So I think Costa Rica is nice. It has a pretty good, sorry. These are usually the parts I cut out in my videos. It's my lives. I do stare off into space for good chunks of times during my normal videos. No, Costa Rica, I think it's nice. You can accomplish a lot of different ways of living. So if you do want more people, more excitement, more tourism, totally possible. But if you are kind of someone who just wants to kind of live in your own privacy, live in the jungle, live in peace, definitely accomplishable as well. Is accomplishable even a word? All right, I'm going to read some of the comments and just see what questions you guys have about if you have any questions about styles of living, anything, let me know. Let's see. Okay, let's see what questions. Greetings from South Dakota, new to the channel. Looking for going to cruise in a few years. What is an average budget for a single person to earn? Would $2,000 a month do it? I think someone would be comfortable on $2,000 a month here, especially as a single person. It always depends how you want to live. The last live I did, I guess days ago, was about budgeting. I mean, for me, 2,000 would definitely be reasonable. It just depends how you want to live. What kind of accommodations are you used to? Are you going to have a car? Just kind of take into those expenses. Do you eat out more? Do you have specialty imported foods that you eat? Or are you a pretty simple person in terms of eating? But I think $2,000 is absolutely reasonable. Well, I guess that could also depend on the area. I would say in the South Pacific it is. Again, not too sure about Guanacaste. I haven't really been up there. I've heard it's expensive, so I'm not sure what rent really runs up there. Okay. Does my daughter go to public school or private? She went to a private school. She went to a private Montessori school. Right now, we're kind of up in the middle of nowhere, so she's not going to anything, but she's also 3 years old. So I guess we're not totally required yet, but it was nice. She was in a Montessori school for quite a bit, and that was nice. She was definitely learning a lot. She's very smart. Maybe, yeah, for the people who are on here, I would like to know, like, maybe type a little bit about what kind of lifestyle, if you're thinking about moving here, what are some of the things that you're looking to accomplish by moving here? That's what I want people to ask themselves when they're thinking, where should I go in Costa Rica? You need to think about, what do you picture yourself doing every day? And how, like, what kind of community do you want to be in? What do you want your commute to the grocery store to be like? How far do you want it to be? Do you want to be close to the beach? Do you not care? Are you fine being more up in the mountain? Do you need to be in a community of people? Are you kind of fine being more on your own and then kind of dropping in whenever you want? These are some questions that you want to ask yourself when you're thinking about what areas you want to be in Costa Rica. Okay. Someone says, so it's a bit colder up where you are now, like the temps for lows there. Yeah, it is cold. Well, for me, I think it drops into like the upper 60s, and I'm like, oh my God, it's freezing. I need to get my fuzzy socks. Somebody please send me fuzzy socks. I have like 1 or 2 pairs. But yeah, fuzzy socks. I need more sweatshirts up here for sure. So yeah, even, I guess we're about 20-25 minutes up from Uvita, and I'm telling you, it's, Costa Rica has a lot of different microclimates. So you can be, just a few minutes, or just a few minutes up a hill, and you can actually notice a pretty drastic difference in the temperature, especially in the evening. It's nice. I'm enjoying the cooler weather. It's really comfortable. Looks sunny down there, so I'm sure it's kind of boiling. I was down in Uvita yesterday, and I was like, woo, forgot how hot it was. Is Montessori pricey? Down here, I think it was about $250 to $300 a month, something like that. So I'm going to assume it's a lot less pricey than in the United States. Also, it's going to depend on, the private schools here in Costa Rica are just going to depend on what school you look at. They're here in Evita, we have a bunch of different options that might range from $300 to $700 a month. And then, of course, other parts in Costa Rica have other options. So I guess where you can find kind of an expat community in Costa Rica, you're probably going to be able to find private schools, because if your kid is not a resident, then I'm pretty sure they can't go to public school. We would be going while my daughter's still in school. So I would just look into the different schools in the areas that you're considering. Get into some of those Facebook groups. Ask, hey, what are the private schools around here? Or better yet, check that little search bar when you get into those groups to make sure that question hasn't already been answered. And there's actually a Facebook group for us moms here in Costa Rica. So feel free to reach out to me and on my email. And if you want, or find me on Facebook, feel free to I think I have a lot of friend requests I haven't accepted. Email would be better, but then send me a link to your Facebook, and then I can add you into the moms group that we have here, where you could ask some of those questions. It's for moms that are living in Costa Rica, or maybe living, why not? Pretty simple eater. I don't need all the luxuries, but clean and quiet. Not in the tourist area, but close enough to the beach and small village that provides enough basics. Possible car. Yeah, I think that's a lot. I mean, at least a lot of people that I talk to that are wanting to move here are just kind of wanting a pretty simple lifestyle. Just want to have their peace. I think that's what we all want, right? We all just want our peace. So I think that's kind of what people are, when I talk to clients, they just want to come and be in peace. I don't blame them. Be in peace, be surrounded by good people, nice nature, a nice climate, fresh food. So if that's something that you're looking to accomplish, I think that can definitely be accomplished here. Someone last video said that they wanted to see a horse in the video. Down there we have Moreno. Moreno. Hey, bud. Can you see me? He is hanging out. Moreno had walked himself back to the beach last week, so we had to pick him up and bring him back. So keeping him next to the house so that he knows that he lives here. What else? I'm trying to think if there's anything else about the style of living in Costa Rica. I think there's a lot of health conscious people here. So I think a lot of health conscious people flock here. I've learned more about health and wellness here than I ever knew existed in when I lived in the United States. So that's been pretty cool. I think there's a lot of open-minded people who are health conscious, know about different kind of remedies, and it's pretty interesting. I've learned a lot over the years just from listening to others and going to farmers markets. So I think it's a nice place to also be if you're either already health conscious or someone who would like to live in a healthier way. Alrighty. I'll check, see if I have any more questions. And if not, I'm going to log off here and continue on with my work. How's everybody doing? How's life? Other places? Well, I don't think there's any other questions. Okay. Outlier Law Service in San Jose will be doing our paperwork. I've heard of them, so that's really cool. I've currently started a coaching business. Is that something easily continued? Do you mean, okay, so Nicole said, I've currently started a coaching business. Is that something easily continued? Well, what kind of coaching are you doing? That's what I'd be interested to know. Doing good in New Jersey, all locked indoors. Yeah, I guess people are supposed to be indoors here too. But I don't think, I've seen some movement. I had to go to the ATM today, which took me about an hour and a half round trip. That was fun. So, online one-on-one. Well, what kind of coach? So like Nicole, like what kind of coach are you going to, are you like a mindset coach or a health coach? yeah, so that was my errand today, going to the ATM. My husband's family lives in Capos and Perez de Ledon. Have you been to Perez before? Actually, I was just there. Someone asked if I've been to Perez de Ledon. That's San Isidro. Okay, mindset and spiritual. Yeah, so I was just there today because I had to go to the ATM. So this side of the mountain is Uvita, and then if I go that way, I can get to San Isidro. So, or Perez de Ledon. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. So yeah, that's the closest ATM. It was a good trip. Just put on some music and drove down the mountain. And went to the first ATM, Banco Nacional, did not work for some reason. Had to drive to another ATM. I think there was another video when I did I did a day in the life one, and I had gone to like 8 different ATMs down in Uvita that day. It's like, all right, this ATM's not working. Let's go to another one. So yeah, if you are going to live further up, get smart about your errands. Because I was just in Uvita yesterday, and I probably should have gotten more out of the ATM while I was there, and I would have saved myself an hour and a half today. So, all right. I'm shaking here. I think the horse is itching his butt against the deck here. Okay, which areas are better for families? I mean, I guess I'm biased. I like the Uvita area. I think it's nice. I think there's a nice mix of there's a nice mix of everybody here. There's young families, older families, retired people, young travelers. I think there's a really good mix of just everybody here. And it's family friendly. So I think I noted, or I mentioned something in the last video that, there's a lot of family friendly events. There's a lot of different activities because there are families here. So there's different kids activities. Obviously not now at the moment. Manuel Antonio and Capos had families outside of Dominical has families. One of the animals is licking a bowl in there. So yeah, I mean, those are the areas I can speak of. I think Costa Rica overall is a great family-oriented country. So I think that's just one thing in general. I think they prioritize family, they prioritize kids. It's a great culture to have a family. It's a really fun place to be pregnant. It's a really fun place to have a kid. Costa Ricans love pregnant people and they love babies. So it's a really fun place. They love kids, which is really fun. Cool. Well, okay. Well, someone did ask about the mindset and coaching, if that's something easily. I mean, with mindset and coaching, or mindset and spiritual coaching, you can really just do that from anywhere, which is nice. I've done mindset coaching. I like it a lot, and that can be done from anywhere. You just need to market yourself, and it's not to say you can't have clients from all over the world. A different person's going to vibe with a different person. So some people connect more with one person than others. Like I'm sure there's a lot of people out there giving information about Costa Rica, but perhaps some people connect with others more than others. So, all right. I'm going to get back to work. I got work to do and coffee to drink. But I hope everyone's doing good. Just remember, if you are thinking about moving to Costa Rica, I offer my transition services. I'm not going to pretend like I know everything about Costa Rica because I don't. It's always a learning process. There's always a learning curve. It's still a brand new country, not a brand new country, you know what I mean? For people moving here, it's a whole nother country. It's a whole nother ball game. So I just like to help people feel like they're supported. They have all their questions answered. There's a lot of questions when you're moving to Costa Rica. And I actually put the top 10 questions that people ask me. I made a little ebook a few, weeks, months ago. Who knows? Time flies. And if you go on my website and click this, put your email in and subscribe, it'll come up with an immediate little link with the download to that ebook. So that I go over some of the different big questions like residency and renting and buying a car and all that stuff. Those are like definitely some of the bigger questions that I get. Somebody's calling me. Well, I guess I'm going to go. I don't know who this is, but I really don't know who that is, but I'm going to go now. Goodbye, everybody. Please stay safe. Hello?